Good afternoon, members. Happy New Year. My name is Lois Hamilton, and I am glad to share my story with you today. I was born and raised in Calgary. Has it ever changed since I was a young girl? For one thing, we now have much busier roadways. I remember when I took the exam for my driver's license at age 16, I was horrified that the examiner took me on the busiest road in southwest Calgary, McLeod Trail. Being quite unglued, I was then directed to perform a hill park on the steepest hill around. You know the routine. Shut the car off, restart it, put your signal on, check your mirrors, signal with your arm, recheck the mirrors, and then leave the curb when safe to do so. Guess what I forgot? I forgot to open the window so that I could signal check with my arm. Yes, that does mean I tried to stick my arm through a closed window. And the examiner just sat there writing on his paper, on his clipboard. That was an unnerving experience, to say the least. As a side note to this story, as I was rehearsing this speech with my family, my daughter pointed out to me, "Mom, we don't signal with our arm anymore." So it appears that I have dated myself as well. Despite my nervous goof-ups, I got my license, and I now drive comfortably anywhere, including the 401 in Toronto. Toronto is one of the places across Canada that my husband and I spent time in. My husband's contracts in the oil and gas industry took us to many communities across Canada. Each contract lasted about 1 year, so we had the privilege of living in many areas across Canada. We took the opportunity to tour these areas, and my favorite place was Nova Scotia. We lived in a heritage home overlooking Canso Causeway in Mulgrave, Nova Scotia. The port in Mulgrave is one of the best deep-water, ice-free ports on the east coast of North America, thus making it an important link in marine transportation. Whenever the Russian ships came in, the crew eagerly traded caviar for blue jeans. Frequently, we were treated to porpoises playfully breaching the ocean's surface. Every day, we awoke to gentle, fresh breezes filling our lungs. A wonderful fisherman that we got to know would bring us lobster in a bucket of seawater that was caught just 1 or 2 hours prior. That was fresh lobster. When our first child turned 4, we chose to settle back in Calgary to provide stability once school began. I happily settled into raising our 2 children, volunteering, and later taking care of my aging mother, all the while keeping up with my executive administrative duties for our consulting company, which we have had for the past 30 years. 2 years ago, my children were off to university and living away from home, and sadly, my mother had passed away, which put me in the position of being able to pursue my own interests. I undertook a 2-year program at the Canadian School of Natural Nutrition and graduated in March of 2015 with a Certified Holistic Nutritionist designation. I immediately started up my own business and am currently in the position of laying down the foundation of this business. I have been asked to speak at a conference in October, and I foresee public speaking as being an integral part of my business. I believe that joining Toastmasters will provide significant benefits to my business. This particular chapter of Toastmasters appeals to me because of the high level of professionalism, as well as the proximity to my home office. I look forward to this learning opportunity. My goal for 2016 is to fully open all channels of learning in my professional and personal life. Thank you for listening to my story.